Justin Trudeau and his Liberal Party completely out to lunch today as they say that the Canadian populace do not want an election, but polls are suggesting otherwise. Mèlanie Joly saying it loud and clear that Canadians are not looking for an election. They just want them to do their job.
Canadians don't want elections. They just want us to do the job. They just want us to govern. And that's what we're doing. We're governing. Canadians don't want elections.
Canadians want rid of Justin Trudeau and the Liberal Party. Nearly half of Canadians want federal election after NDP Liberal agreement ends, polls suggests. I mean, people have been crying about this for ages, and I don't know how the disconnect is what it is, but following the announcement of the end of the Liberal NDP confidence and supply agreement, a new national survey reveals that 47% of Canadians would support calling a federal election, while only 34% would prefer not to. The Ledger poll conducted from September 6th to 8th also showed the Conservative Party maintaining its lead with 45% of the vote nationally, followed by the Liberal Party at 25%, and then the NDP at 15%. More than half of Canadians, 54% to be exact, said that they believe that Pierre Poilievre's Conservative Party will win the next election, in comparison to only 15% thinking that Justin Trudeau's Liberal Party would win. According to the survey, Conservative voters are more likely to want an election to be called. Of course, because, well, they want rid of the Liberal government, but they're so completely out of touch. As they went for their conference in Nova Scotia, they were all talking about how, it's just, no, the Canadians want them. And actually, Canadians have the same sort of values as the Liberal Party.
When I talk to people at the doors, I don't get that, that sense that we're in trouble in the Atlantic. I think that the Atlantic has typically been a progressive spot. It's not. It's one of those places that are kind of meat and potato fisheries, EI kind of folks that tell us how they think we're doing, and from all indications that I've had, they don't reflect what the polls show.
EI kind of folks. That's an interesting one. Yes, EI, employment insurance kind of folks. So people who are on the dole, people who are collecting unemployment. This is as long as you keep giving them payola, they'll keep voting your way, he says. Wow, he just came out and said it. That's amazing to me. Of course, Christopher Freeland jumping on this one to say that they're just doing such a fantastic job. She's been traveling the country and people love them.
What we heard over the summer, all of us spent a great deal of time traveling the country, talking to people in our own communities. We heard that people have frustrations, and we listened. And what we heard is that Canadians need housing. They need us to build more homes faster. That is what we're doing. Canadians need life to be more affordable. We are working so hard on that with programs like early learning and childcare, with programs like dental care. And I think with
programs like the budget will balance itself. I'm sorry. And after 9 years of this, people are fed up and they want something different.
Us have heard Canadians have a lot of frustrations. It is so important for us to hear the concerns of Canadians, to listen to those concerns, to act on them, and to deliver. And that is what we are all absolutely focused on doing, starting with the Prime Minister.
If they were to deliver on the things that Canadians want, well, we would look at the polls and say, hey, they want an election. That's actually what Canadians want. But that's not going to stop her there. Of course, she's still saying that they're doing a fantastic job in government. And, well, Canadians know that this isn't true.
Wages have been outpacing inflation for 18 months in a row, and that is really good news for Canadian families. It means they bring home more in their paycheck.
Now, of course, this is absolutely BS. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know if your wages have been outpacing inflation. Do you make more money than the increase in the price of groceries, perhaps, in the increase in housing? Do you make more money than, you know, is your increases in pay more than the increases in those things? Please leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think, because when they flub the numbers, they eventually start to believe their own BS. And well, Justin Trudeau, he's no stranger to the BS. He's talking about Canadians and how they just want him to do his job. They don't want an election. That's not what they want.
We're focused on delivering for Canadians. A big announcement on school foods. We got more work to do in creating $10 a day childcare spaces across the country, moving forward on insulin, pharmacare. These are things that matter for Canadians. We're going to stay focused on those. Hopefully the NDP will continue to try and deliver for Canadians. Right now they're focused on politics. We're focused on Canadians.
The Prime Minister there saying his focus, in case you hadn't heard, 16 times.
It's on Canadians. Yeah, that's right. Well, Canadians are concerned about Canadians, and they're concerned about what he's been doing to Canadians for the past 9 years. Of course, immigration minister coming in and lobbing accusations that, you know, Pierre Poilievre even talking about cases that are ongoing might jeopardize the cases that are happening. They're taking care of it. Don't worry. They've got it under control. Absolutely.
Bonjour Laurence. Je vais juste commencer avec quelques mots. I've been getting questions about an individual that entered Canada and has been arrested in charges related to an attempt to cross the border for a terrorist plot. I can confirm that Mohammed Khan is a Pakistani national who entered Canada on May, or was issued a visa in May of 2023. And was given and entered Canada on the 24th of June of the same year, so 2023. This is all that I'll be commenting on this individual. Obviously, there are criminal charges pending as politicians, as elected officials, in order to make sure the judicial process is not compromised, although we share the goals of the prosecutors in question. It's very important that we don't comment, and actually, it's dangerous to comment any further. Any defense lawyer is looking at elected officials and their comments about this case, salivating at any comment that is made that could be seen as compromising the judicial process. This is something that any responsible politician needs to be aware of.
Wow, that's quite rich. That's absolutely rich. I mean, in a better world, I think he would have to be worried about having a defense lawyer at this point. And I think the United States has a big concern here. This is becoming one of the biggest national security risks. The immigration system of Canada and our permeating border, allowing people to not only come into Canada from the US, but terrorists can go into the United States from Canada. This is happening. And also, the Liberal Party is, well, they've got their new man. It looks like Justin Trudeau isn't even there for this conference, but hey, they've got their guy, Mark Carney, who looks like, well, might be shoehorning himself in there for the new position of leader of the party.
And let me start by saying it's an honor to accept this role as chair of this new task force on economic growth for the Prime Minister, for the leader. It comes at, in my view, a decisive time for our economy, for our country. You know, the world is becoming a more dangerous and divided place, and at the same time, the global economy is being transformed. Every major economy is accelerating their energy transition, and being low carbon is becoming a key driver of competitiveness. We're just at the start of a revolution driven by AI in every sector, every economy, every company. We can no longer rely on the world's rules-based trading system. We have to become an essential trading partner. We can't win an industrial policy arms race. And in all of that environment, we have to grow, both in the short term and for the long term.
Now, if this all sounds familiar, like, where have I heard this before? I swear I've heard this. It's because you heard it with a German accent. That's right. He's towing the same lines of Klaus Schwab of the World Economic Forum.
Innovations we are seeing today in terms of artificial intelligence, the Internet of Things, cloud computing, advanced robotics, and many others, together constitute a new phase in human development, on par or even exceeding previous industrial revolutions in scale and impact. COVID-19, if anything, has accelerated this ongoing industrial revolution. If COVID had happened even 10 years ago, we could not have imagined moving entire companies, schools, and government offices so fast online. Today, that is a reality. The fourth industrial revolution has become a reality.
It has become a reality, and this is going to become your reality in Canada if we keep going with the Liberal Party of Canada. Now, Canadians are, in fact, asking for an election. Canadians are, in fact, looking forward to new leadership in this country. And they are, in fact, not on board with a lot of these things that are being touted and put forward in implementation in policy from the Liberal government. But hey, let me know what you think. Again, with that question of, hey, you know, the wages are outpacing inflation. Everybody's making more money than the inflation is rising. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think about that one. And of course, we'll see you in the next one. Keep on trucking.